Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms, because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hi, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about reducing your emotional overload, finding balance within yourself with a yoga meditation master. And I'm going to learn so much from learning to de-stress. I'm going to informally introduce Lily Allen-Duenas. And thank you, Lily, for being here. We got
Thank you so
friends
much.
visiting off YouTube. Jason, lots of love from India. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Tan Talk Radio is here as well. And we're going to have a fun show. Lily, thank you so much for being here. What a great honor.
Thank you, Tiffany. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Yeah. And you've traveled all over the world and done all these things. Just from the looks of your YouTube, your Instagram, which I still want to go back and like all of them, posing like in front of monuments and like the Dalai Lama or whatever. It's like Cabo and Bali, and I don't know. I'm so excited to hear your journey. And
Thank
once Ed, in about 30 seconds, should unmute and you'll meet Ed at Tan Talk Radio, and we can begin the show. Don't forget, you get a bell every time you say Moments of Clarity. So, and if anyone's watching out there, and you want to chime in, you can leave comments in the chat. We'll see that and try to pop them up. You can call in 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340, and join the conversation. While you're here, please follow me on Instagram at MOC with Tiffany. And if you want to get the emails on upcoming shows, all you have to do is text the word MOC to the number 22828. Lots of stuff to do. 22828 MOC. And you'll start getting emails so that you'll know what's coming up and don't miss anything. But Ed, if you kindly unmute, I don't miss my cue. And we're ready for the show. Ready, Lily?
Yeah.
Me too. Some innovations watching from Facebook. Hi, everyone. So we're live on Facebook, on 8 channels, by the way, LinkedIn Live under Tiffany Warner. And
Tomorrow, broadcast your message in audio and video on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. Moments of Clarity's mission is to educate and end the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Warner.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. This is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about reducing emotional overload and finding balance within yourself. If you've been overstressed or feeling overwhelmed, especially with the first of the new year, then there's a lot of options that we can do for self-care. And we're going to talk about one of them. And before I get too far into introducing my guest, I would like to say hi to Ed at Tan Talk Radio. There he is.
Hey, and happy Thursday to everybody. Hey, happy Thursday.
Hi. So Ed, this is going to be for virtual audio listeners. This is Ed Tan Talk Radio, that we're also virtually on youtube.com/MOC with Tiffany. We're on LinkedIn Live at Tiffany Warner, a Facebook channel, but just go to MOC with Tiffany, or on YouTube. Type in Moments of Clarity with Tiffany and watch live so you can see Ed and how he's going to learn so much about yoga and emotional balance. And, you know, I've watched a couple of shows. You've got a little Yoda, not yoga, but little Yoda. He has balance within himself.
Well, that'd be the child, yes.
Yes, your child, your little Yoda doll. And he learns yoga. And that's how you can do those little Jedi things from The Mandalorian, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So maybe if you have any questions about how to find inner peace or do poses, which I can't even imagine me stretching like that, being able to find our center, then you're welcome to chime in. And anyone wanting to join the conversation, you'll be calling in 866-826-1340. Once again, 866-826-1340. And please say hi to Ed when you do. And thanks, Ed, for being here.
You bet.
And so I'm going to formally introduce my guest now. And her name is Lily Allen-Duenas. And she's an international yoga teacher, meditation guide, and holistic health and wellness coach. And she helps overwhelmed individuals reduce their emotional overload and find balance, health, and space for self-care. She's the founder of Wild Yoga Tribe and the host of the Wild Yoga Tribe podcast. She's taught yoga classes and wellness workshops all over the world. And she's got pictures to prove that. Her journey's led her to a life of flexibility, fluidity, and has fostered a vast reservoir of compassion, curiosity, creativity, and loves helping people find their path to a centered, wholehearted well-being. And we love that kind of stuff on Moments of Clarity. So welcome to Moments of Clarity, Lily Allen-Duenas.
Thank you, Tiffany. I'm excited to be here.
So excited to have you. And it's not all the time I have yoga. I mean, we have all sorts of manifestation and law of attraction, wellness, and talking about mental health. And today, instead of talking about what mental health is, it's how to heal from it as well, because our mind, body, and spirit have to be whole. So not only do we have to take care of our emotional and physical health, but our brain is the most important part. We can't do any of it without our mental health in check. So let's start in the beginning of Lily. Back in the day, little Lily decided to want to become a wellness coach. It's got to come from somewhere. And don't forget, you get a bell every time you say Moments of Clarity. So.
Okay, well, when I was little, I remember I've always felt like I've had just a really busy mind. Like it just was part of who I was, how I was born. I felt like I had a million thoughts bouncing around in my head at all times. And so I became curious, I guess, around the age of 10, 11, 12. There was a YMCA summer camp, and they offered a week-long meditation class in the morning. And it was only about 30 minutes, but I signed up and I took this week-long meditation class as a 10, 11, 12-year-old. And I got
Wow.
into it. I started just kind of becoming more curious about different Eastern traditions for how to kind of navigate having a chaotic mind, or feeling imbalanced, or feeling like you have a narrator in your head, or a different voice inside your head, and all of the self-talk that can be negative. There's a
Definitely.
lot of things, yeah, that
That's
definitely.
really mature of you to have been aware of that at the mere age of 11 and 12 and say, I have a lot of what we would call anxiety, and racing thoughts and things like that, which a lot of parents would put their children into therapy as well. And for people like I have anxiety and ADHD that runs through my family, sitting down and trying to meditate is almost impossible for me. It's like, so it must take some practice, especially with the racing thoughts, to actually completely find focus.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it is very challenging to sit down and to just focus on one thing, that single pointed focus of just the breath, or just a mantra, or just a candle, or whatever you're meditating on, with that level of clarity, that to generate moments of clarity. I want a bell.
You got
um,
one.
Good. So I think it's so powerful to recognize how uncomfortable it is. Meditation, yoga, it's not supposed to be, bliss, peace, I'm comfortable, this is fantastic. Like, you might have days or moments or minutes where it feels that way, but meditation and yoga are meant to be challenges. It's a muscle. Yoga, of course, physical asana practice, so you have that physical element, but in the mind, there's the muscle of the mind as well that really is being challenged. It's like asking a monkey, very common analogy, that likes to swing from tree to tree and branch to branch and all over the place, to sit in a chair quietly on his hands, and for no reason at all, with no reward, no anything, just to sit there quietly. It's
That would be
very
me.
challenging.
One time, and I don't know if you do this, but this is weird. I have a counseling center, and we had a group room, and forget exactly what it was called, but nobody gave me a heads up as the CEO of the company that this group was going to be held, and it was the circle bowls, where they chime the bowls to
Yeah,
find
sound therapy,
sound.
meditation. Yeah.
Yeah, and you find this is the sound of compassion, and it's like ning, whatever. Well, if you're not given a heads up, I'm like, there's some ringing in my ears, and I think I'm going nuts. I don't know what's wrong. Am I getting a headache or something? And then I saw them like with their labels on their cars. I'm like, oh, they're doing something like that. That would drive me nuts though too. But I guess if you have a purpose behind something where it works for you, and it's like at that point, well, I think I would have enjoyed it if I had known that I wasn't going deaf or something, because I was hearing these ringing in my ear. I think it would have been more beautiful, but it's just a funny story, but at least to me. But still, the focal point, like breathing and everything that I teach my clients, breathing, trying to focus on breath rather than, a panic or anxiety or anything like that, really helps. And these are things that I refer clients to do, even if I don't know if I could, if it's not everything works for one person. So I've tried yoga. I've tried maybe not the right type. So maybe you can describe a little bit about what different types are, but I want to finish your story. So you got into this at age 12 and 13 and decided to get into meditation, and then it must have grown from that.
In a way, yeah. I think that I practiced on and off, right? I wasn't immediately sitting down every day for 15 minutes thinking, oh, I'm just going to meditate and be perfect as a little meditator, little Buddha when I was 12. But it made me continue to be curious. And so when I was 16, a gym started offering in my community, started offering yoga classes, and I never heard of it. And I remember 16, I was teasing with my friends saying, oh, it's like yogurt, right? Yoga, yogurt, haha. Like, we were very young, but I remember so vividly being in that classroom and feeling completely at ease and calm and grateful and just centered, and like that chaotic mind of mine finally quieted down. That meditation, breath, movement, it just married all together in such a way that just provided peace. And that's what I was ultimately looking for. And so I started practicing very regularly when I was 19 and I went to university. And then when I got a marketing job after college and continued to practice. And then one day, after about 4 years of working in nonprofit marketing management, I just had this huge moment of clarity.
You're on my good side today.
Good. A moment of clarity. And I decided I'm meant to be a yoga teacher. I'm meant to help other people find this stillness amidst the anxiety and the chaos. And the science is there. Like I'm not just talking about my own experience. Like the science is absolutely there. There's evidence showing that it helps people on every level of anxiety, depression, PTSD, like any kind of mental health thing that you're working through. There is so many studies to back up that yoga and meditation can help. And I have anxiety, and I know how much it means to me to have a space and a practice that I can tap into to build awareness, to build some distance, some space, to have some tools in my toolkit to pull out when things get particularly challenging. So
especially self-care. That's your self-care. And and that's what you enjoy doing. And some people take walks through, nature, or I really want to get into like Tai Chi, I think it's called, where everybody just kind of breathes and centers and moves at the same time, like that kind of finding the balance and center. Not everyone can do the yoga poses like with me. I was in a car accident with my back issue, so I know that they say yoga would help me stretch my muscles and help strengthen my back, but then my friends invite me to like hot yoga or something like that, and I don't think that's the one for me to do that. So what would you recommend? Wait, all of a sudden I can't hear you. I want this again. I can't hear you. We'll fix the sound in a second. Anyway, Ed, can you hear me? So anyway, while we're fixing this, how about we go to break? And time for a break anyway, but let's see. Did anything go to your output or input? Can I hear you? Can you hear me? Really? Anyway, let's take a break. We'll get back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LUCYLOPES.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
If you're a show host, gamer, live streamer, podcast host, or radio show host that would like your message to get out and reach up to 30 platforms, then there's an affordable way to do that. It's called Restream. Restream makes it easy to broadcast professional live videos from your browser to multiple social platforms at once. Start your live show with guests, brand it with logos and overlays, and create an interactive experience for your audience. Learn more at Restream.io and mention Moments of Clarity for special offers.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Warner.
Hello. Hi, everyone, and welcome back. This is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner. I am a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And I've now lost my guest, but we're going to be talking about yoga and well-being and self-balance and how to find your inner peace, because there's a lot of tools that work for a lot of people. And let's see. She's coming back. Lily, are you back with us?
Yeah, weird how this is happening. I'm just using default stuff now, so
fine.
not as nice of a camera, but I'm here.
No, it's great. It's great. At least you're here. This happens, and then I'm like having to wing it. It says this sounds good and everything's fine. So thank you for figuring that out. But I was like, oh, great. This has happened to me like a few times past month, and I just gotta love live radio, live virtual, just roll with it. My self-care. Now I have to do the wusa yoga, whatever I learned from you today.
So what you were saying too is that your friends were trying to get you to go to hot yoga and how that just wasn't the right fit for you.
Right,
and how
right.
not everyone can do yoga asanas. And Tiffany, I completely acknowledge that as a truth. And that's why I teach something called yoga for people who say they can't do yoga. And it's deliberately for the people who have injuries, are recovering from different things, or have sciatica, or all these different problems.
Right.
And then we talk before the class, say, okay, what's going on with all the participants and how can we move through a sequence together that will feel safe for your body, and then also get some of the relief that you need so much. Because there's so much benefit in Tai Chi, of course, and Qigong and yoga to get that movement, breathing with awareness, the circulation, what it does for your nervous system. There's just amazing benefits. But I acknowledge not every style is for every person.
Right. So for like Tai Chi, and then what you call yoga for people that don't want to do yoga, what would that be like for someone that couldn't take your class? And then I have a follow-up question to that. Like, do you offer it virtually for people that are not in California? So.
Oh yeah, no, I teach online like 4 days a week. I teach maybe 6 classes. So it's all online. I teach on a platform called Moxie, and I teach 15-minute morning classes or 30-minute morning classes for the yoga for people who say they can't do yoga. Mm-hmm. And what it looks like is like a 15-minute warm-up room where we get to sit together and talk. And then also a 30-minute or 15-minute actual class, as well as then a 15-minute, 10-minute cool down area where we can talk about the experience. And today I actually just came from teaching a class, and it was great to have that relationship and to say, okay, did you like being on your back? Because, there's some knee injury, a really severe knee injury we were trying to avoid. And I said, was it better on your back? Was it better standing? Was it better on your belly? And so I really enjoy teaching online, because it gets this incredible relationship built, because we can be anywhere and we can just pop on a quick 30-minute lunch break and take a class or before going to work. So I love teaching online.
And not to put you on the spot here too, but I was looking through your stuff, and you offer a promotion for Moments of Clarity listeners, but for first time sign up people too. And we can
Yes.
talk about that towards the end, where you can
Okay.
give that promotion towards the end, because it's worth taking her first class. I'm gonna sign up, and especially since I don't have to fly to California, and I kind of want to see what does work for me, because I am overwhelmed, and we're talking about things that, you know, helping overwhelmed individuals reduce their emotional overload and find balance, breath, and space for self-care. And a lot of times, and I like the way you present this, and no offense to other yoga people, but sometimes they sound foo-foo like to me, and whatever. I mean, a lot of people don't know what foo-foo means, but just kind of like way out there, and you're just grounded and to the point, and this is what helps. And I like the way you explain it, because it's got a touch of clinical as well as chiropractic, and not like it's the only way kind of deal, like.
No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I love anatomy, and I'm big in understanding like back pain, especially, is huge for me. And knowing like, okay, if we're stretching the quadratus laborum, that is a sneaky little area that people don't think to stretch often, but can be a huge source of back pain. So I like also working in some of the anatomy as well, and informing my students during the class, okay, this is what we're stretching, the intercostal muscles in between the ribs through a side body stretch. And that's going to help relieve some, pain in the lumbar. So I like doing that as well, because I think it's important to kind of get curious, like, okay, this is uncomfortable. Like, what's happening? I like to help my students feel more comfortable with the whole exploration that is yoga.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, that's what I like about you so much, is that there's been times where I've had guests on the show and I'm kind of like, okay, not to say like whatever, but it's not the only way. And then not even just that, if we can't sit there for 30 minutes and meditate, there's other options that we can do. And if we aren't physically able to do a back bend, like I've seen you do in poses, like open your heart, and there's no way my back would allow me to grab my ankles from behind right now, even though I was in gymnastics for a long time. Just I physically can't, and was told not to, like not to do just do that, but to watch it, so I don't have spinal surgery, just stuff like that. You're welcome to call in. Callers 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. If you have any questions about meditation, stress, emotional overload, even from psychologically clinical stuff, anxiety, OCD, pandemic, depression, we can tie that all into this too. Not just about yoga, but we have yoga here on how to self-care in a very pertinent way to self-care. And why not try every option and find something that works for us? It's best to have something that we enjoy, that we wake up to and we want to do, whether it's reading, meditating, journaling, dream journal, coloring, walking, running, and just anything that is for self-care. And but yoga is something that I've always wondered about, and no one's ever explained it like this, because they always like, this is the way it is, this is how I do it, and this is the only way to do it. And then it's kind of like, well, a lot of us don't want to sit on a yoga mat and do upside down handstands, because we can't, so
No.
so explain a little bit about that, so that people aren't confused about that that's the only way, because I think a lot of
Yeah.
people like myself imagine that's what yoga is.
Amazing. I'm glad you brought that up. So there's an amazing yoga teacher called Bernie Clark, and I have learned so much from him, but he always makes a big point of saying it's all about your biology and your biography. And so you'll be able to kind of enjoy or feel connected with certain elements of the yoga practice, whether that's breath work, meditation, pranayama, yoga nidra, yoga asana practice. Like there's a lot of different elements, and you'll connect with those more based on your biology and your biography. And since every body is completely unique, so different, we have to remember that means that not every body needs to do certain types of asana. As Tiffany was saying, you don't have to do this huge back bend and grab your toes and twist yourself into a pretzel. That's not yoga. Yoga is not becoming a gymnast, a pretzel, an acrobat. It's not even really aesthetic. It doesn't have to be aesthetic, beautiful Instagram yoga. It can be functional. It can be focusing on the muscles, on the tendons, on relaxing the body. It's about achieving healing in your body and your mind and unifying, body, mind, and spirit.
Right. And I'm glad that you said that. And a lot of times my doctors, my chiropractor, orthopedic surgeon, they said, yoga has healed their back. They want me to get a machine where I hang upside down from my feet. And I'm not sure about that, but to stretch the back. And that helps a lot of people, but blowing me, I'd get stuck on it or something. Like, help. No, but we have a question in the comments from Joe Potosi on LinkedIn. He said, do you incorporate the Eastern Mysterium and components into your life?
That's a great question. The Eastern
Mysticism?
mysticism, components into my life.
How do you pronounce that? Mysticism?
Oh, I would say mysticism, maybe like the mystic elements of it.
Whatever. Do you incorporate Eastern medicine with your life and components?
Yeah, I incorporate some. I would say that there some yes, some no. I think I pick and choose. Like I do believe in karma. That comes originally from Buddhist and Hindu tradition, and I believe in just in unity. And I think that's kind of maybe an Eastern way as well, that saying that it's about kind of, we're all one. We need to kind of dissolve the ego, the sense of me, mine, and return to kind of the understanding that it's, we're not limited to a separate self. We are all one. So there's different elements, I think, more of the kind of philosophy of Eastern traditions, of especially Buddhism. I spent, I've done a lot of different Vipassanas and meditation retreats. I spent time in the Dalai Lama's temple in Dharamsala, at Tushita Meditation Center at Kopan in Nepal. I did a Asangoka Vipassana in Sri Lanka. Like I've spent a lot of time in meditation centers and also doing meditation retreats and Buddhist courses. So very interested about it. All before COVID. Yes. Yes.
So did COVID put a strain? And Joe, with that comment, maybe call in if you would like and ask that. So just making sure if we didn't explain it the right way. 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. But traveling all over the world and doing things and learning all this Eastern, Western medicine, all this stuff, and then COVID hits. Has that impacted your growth, Lily?
Well, that's interesting. I wouldn't say it has impacted my growth. I think it's made me learn a lot of lessons that I've been, it made me practice what I preach and learn all the lessons that I've been bouncing around and all the teachings that I study about, being content where you are, being fully present, not craving and grasping for different things. Different experiences, traveling, going, socializing, whatever I'm craving, this external thing, knowing that won't make me happy, knowing only I can make me happy. I can make me happy right now just because I have teeth. I know that's weird, right? But if you think about it, when you're brushing your teeth, like how lucky are we that we have teeth, that we get to chew and that they haven't fallen out and that we can still continue to use them. I have teeth to brush. This is incredible. So being happy
not
about
everyone's is lucky, but at the same time, there's always, ways to get new teeth.
Correct. Sorry. Of course, there is people out there who don't have teeth, but remembering that we have the causes and conditions for happiness. We might have hot water. We might have a very cozy bed or a very nice blanket. Like there's things that other people don't have that we do. And then having that perspective can be a way to kind of sow those seeds of happiness. Because things can be very dark, and trying to have that, okay, what can I be grateful for? How can I turn on that gratitude?
A positive mindset. And for those things like that are monetary that people don't have, like maybe you don't have hot water, maybe you don't have a full set of teeth, maybe you can't afford yoga. There's ways to look up online and do it. And learning meditation's free, and we can all have different ways of self-care and find ways to get those things that we're grateful for. I usually am very, very grateful. I have air in 4 tires of my car. Car trouble sucks. It just does.
Totally.
Grateful for health. Grateful for a lot of things. Gratitude in the morning can set the tone for the day rather than thinking of things that we have to endure. But having that vision board, like a vision of things that we want to do, even like 6 months, 1 year, 3 years away, having goals set, say, I want to take better care of myself. I know that there's a lot of people that wait for the new year. Okay, we had New Year's Eve not that long ago. And then they've got, okay, this year I'm going to be doing more self-care or this or this or that. And then about, I don't know, I'll give it at the most mid-February, those little resolutions start dropping like bells or April showers. Ding, 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 ding. You can just hear them all drop because it's just unrealistic. But we could say one thing at a time, be mindful rather than mindful of all these things we want to do, and make a list of things that we want to do to make ourselves happy and try to target them one at a time.
Oh, I like that.
Self-care is one of them. Then this is an option. This is one of those things that once you learn how to do it, it's free. And learning how to do it, and we have some promotional things from Lily at the end, following the end of the show. So which are generous, and I want to take one of your virtual online classes as well.
Yay, I love that.
Which one to take, because I'm not doing back handsprings anymore.
I promise none of them have those.
I've done my share of those back in the day. I'm out of that. But do you teach a Tai Chi class or anything like that?
So I teach 15 minutes, beginner yoga morning, kind of just relax in body, come back to your body and breathe. And it's very gentle yoga poses. And then I do a 30-minute rise and shine class and a 30-minute flow and glow. And those are, again, beginner friendly. And I do incorporate some Tai Chi in both of those classes. There's a Tai Chi Wu Chi stance, and then there's a couple kind of gentle flowing variations that I will incorporate. So I do not teach Tai Chi. I'm not certified in Tai Chi, but I can incorporate a couple gentle dynamic flows.
So, okay, the one thing that stung what you just said is the rise and shine and all of that. What about those of us that are night owls and would like to do the meditation at the end of the day?
Awesome question. I am on Insight Timer. It's an app, totally free, and I have meditations on Insight Timer already recorded and ready for you anytime you want to practice, and it's all for free. So I really love Insight Timer. It's a great resource.
How do you pronounce it or spell it?
Yeah, Insight, 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 and then the second word is timer. Like a timer on your phone. So TIMER. And the little app icon will be a singing bowl. So a little golden bowl.
It's a little golden bowl, like the thing that gave me ringing in my ear because I
Yeah, I'm sorry no one gave you a heads up, Tiffany. That sounds a little like surprising that no one warned you.
Session, and it was in another part of the counseling center, and I was like, do you guys hear that? But luckily they heard it, and then I went out there and it was like, oh. But I was thinking I was going to start getting a migraine because I didn't understand what was going on. Because it can be loud and it's just like if you don't understand they're doing it, it's confusing. It's pretty
yeah. I mean, it would be very shocking to have that going on in the background and you're not sure what's happening, for sure.
It was really loud. There was like 12 of them in there. And then, but if I didn't walk out to the front and the parking lot, and there's signs, and because one of my colleagues was doing it, and she teaches a lot of, or taught. I don't have that since COVID. But anyway, that room, and like a heads up would have been nice, just because it was silly. I would have been like, look how pretty, but instead it was like shaking my ear, going, what is that? And then luckily someone was there. My client was there to vouch for me. And I hear that too. So then they had their sign of their company. I forget what it was called, but Sounds of Music or something. I don't know. Something.
Yeah, sound therapy is so beautiful. I mean, it's so powerful with the different bowls and the different tones to align your chakras. Like there's actually amazing science behind how sound can actually, the vibrations can change our cells. So I think sound therapy is gorgeous. And I actually have a friend who's a sound therapist in Saudi Arabia named Ala Abaname. She's amazing. So it's something that I'm really interested in, and I love Tiffany, but I know that if it was happening and I'd never heard of it before and I didn't know what was happening, I know I would be confused as well.
It's like kind of like the bell is a sound reinforcement.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you,
I should get a gong and bang it. I'm like, no, the bell's easy. The bell's a radio prop because I used to be where Ed is all the time. And then COVID turned virtual and now we just reach more people like this. So I've usually for the past 5 years was in the studio with him. And then now he's with me, but I don't have to go into the studio. I miss the studio though, but it's reaches more people virtually as well. So, but the radio prop was the bell. And so then all of a sudden COVID happened and everyone's like, well, where's your bell? So I had to order one off Amazon. And then it bled into my therapy sessions. So if somebody completed a goal, they get a bell and they're like, I did it. I got a bell today. So it's positive reinforcement that not only from the show, but in counseling, I think I'm one of the only therapists that uses a bell, like classical conditioning. Hey, you got a bell. Positive reinforcement.
Yeah, Pavlov, right?
Yeah. Totally. 866-826-1340. Join the discussion. 866-826-1340. Or leave a comment or a question if you want to know anything more about yoga and about these things. Let's see, it's time for our second break, and we are going to get into more of what Lily can promote also, and how to find her and how to maybe give it a shot, because a lot of us are afraid of what we don't know. So fearing that, or facing that fear and just giving it a shot, why not? And we'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you having trouble staying sober after you've completed rehab and need a positive environment to help you continue sobriety? At Real Recovery Sober Living, we strive in both community and environment for men in early sobriety to help support you while in early recovery. For only $750 a month, we cover everything you need when it comes to a safe, clean, and accountable environment necessary for success in sobriety. Check out our website at realrecoveryfl.com. That's realrecoveryfl.com. We have 6 locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Brandon, North Tampa, and Bradenton, because everyone deserves a quality, sober living.
Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician-songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hello and welcome back. This is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor and I'm your host. And today we have a very powerful guest talking about helping your mind, body, spirit, and especially through what she's experienced has helped her through yoga and really centering herself and empowering us to feel emotionally grounded and centered, because it's so powerful to feel stress-free. That's why people that live out in Ireland and all these other places that are not as populated, they live longer and happier lives because they're not going on the hustle and bustle all the time. And we need to take that moment of clarity for ourselves. And welcome back to Moments of Clarity, Lily Allen-Duenas. And thank you so
Tiffany.
much.
Yeah. It's been
So
fun.
we've got about 10 minutes. So we have this promotional deal. Let's get into your Instagram is at Wild Yoga Tribe. So you can follow Lily at Wild Yoga Tribe and find her Instagram and all her promotional deals. But tell me a little bit about your podcast as well. And then we'll get into this promotional code, but it's very generous of you as well.
Thank you. Yeah. And I'm excited to share about my podcast. Thank you so much, Tiffany, to bring that up. So I launched the Wild Yoga Tribe podcast last summer. So it's been going on for about 7 months. And it's called the Wild Yoga Tribe. You can listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts. Each week, I interview one yoga teacher from a different country around the world. I love having amazing, heartfelt conversations where we really talk about their journeys, their yoga philosophies, their yoga methodologies, what their country is like. This week, I launched a yoga episode with a conversation from a yoga teacher in Azerbaijan. I mean, what do we know about Azerbaijan? And then tomorrow,
except that you can't pronounce it.
It's a hard word, yes. And then
pronounce this before the show, and I'm like, I'll just let you do that. But yes. Where is that located?
It's if you're picturing a map, it would be pretty far north of Saudi Arabia. It's going to be hugging like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, like it's in that kind of zone. So that's where
around all the stands, you know.
At least I'm 90% sure. If I'm accidentally off, then I am very embarrassed. But I have an episode tomorrow coming out on Friday with a yoga teacher from Estonia. That's kind of up. It's on top of Latvia and Lithuania, and that would be up around the by Sweden, Norway, Finland, like Finland, I think it would be more underneath that area. So it's just interesting to learn more about the world, more about yoga, more about these countries that we don't know very much about. And then what is yoga like in Kenya? What's going on in Kenya? Like I had a beautiful conversation with a gorgeous yoga teacher, Samuel Mathuma from Kenya. And it's just, there's these gorgeous stories. How did they find yoga? How did yoga come into their lives? How did it change their lives? And so I love my podcast, Wild Yoga Tribe. You can tune in anywhere you listen to podcasts.
That's what I love about Moments of Clarity is that interviewing across the world, I actually had to buy a few globes when I first started because I'm thinking, how does this time zone thing work? And what time, because I'm on live. So what time will it be for you to make sure that we're on live at the same time? And some people will have to wake up at 2 a.m. to be on for noon for us, for me, Eastern Standard Time, and to be on the show. It's crazy. And so if only they could tell us the lottery numbers or, whatever, but it doesn't work like that. New Zealand's 14 hours from me, like specifically. So it's the next day for them, like
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, absolutely. Time differences are tricky. I was trying to, in New Zealand, I interview a woman next week and it's a 12-hour time difference. It's rough.
New Zealand is, I think, is 14, but when the time changed, like when we spring back and say spring forward, it changes. It's like a little bit. I know India was 10 and a half hours ahead and all sorts of things.
I'm actually calling in from France. So from me, it is 12 hours.
You're calling in from France?
Yeah, today. I live in France. My husband is a French man, so we live in France.
So you're in France right now?
Right now.
Oh, I thought you were in California. I said, where are you?
I'm born and raised in California. I'm from California. I've lived there a long time, but
nope, I'm in France. I said, where are you from? And you're like, I'm in Cali. But so I thought you were 3 hours before. But now we go global in France.
Yes,
I've had
definitely.
someone from France in France for a while. So hey.
Yeah. It's funny. I live in Calais, France. So it does sound so much like Cali.
Leave it to me to misunderstand that. Where are you? I'm in Cali. But to me, I'm thinking Cali. Like if everyone says California, gosh. Well, thanks for clarifying that and making me feel so smart.
Oh my gosh, it's a moment of clarity, isn't it?
I'm in Cali. You could have said Cali, France, but okay.
I didn't think.
It's okay. That's pretty funny. Anyway, since we're running close on time, so Lily has a proposition. Would you like to explain?
Yeah. So I'm super excited this January. I know January is a big month for setting intentions and resolutions and, just for kind of coming back home to what would be great to bring into this year. So I'm offering all Moments of Clarity listeners a $25 off coupon, which will get you between 2 to 3 free yoga classes with me.
Yay.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. So even if you signed up for a challenge or a yoga subscription, you could get up to 5 classes for $5 if you use the $25 in the right way. So if you sign up using the link, it's on my social media all over at Wild Yoga Tribe. And the link is get.moxie.xyz/Wild Yoga Tribe.
Okay, so yeah, for you guys driving in cars and stuff, that's not going to be easy to remember. But like Lily said, you can either do one of two things: go to Wild Yoga Tribe and find our code, or you can rewatch the show on youtube.com, MOC with Tiffany or Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, and it's virtually in writing right here, or on Facebook or on LinkedIn Live. It's across the screen. So yeah, get.moxie, MOXIE.XYZ/Wild Yoga Tribe. Say Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, and you get $25 coupon plus 2 free yoga classes, which you could use the $25 coupon towards up to 5 classes. So you basically get 5 free classes with this code, right?
Yeah, it's great. You can pick and choose how you want to use your $25 any way you want, which is awesome. And don't forget, I do teach yoga for people who say they can't do yoga.
Yeah, that might be the one I'm on.
Awesome. Awesome.
Which one would you suggest if I want to do the Tai Chi and the people with back problems for me? Because I want to sign up and try this out.
Definitely try yoga for people who say they can't do yoga, because if I see you're there, because it's live streamed, but even if you can't make it live, I will automatically send you
live recorded, or I'm on live.
Great question. So it's live streamed, but you are hidden from everyone else. So no one can see you. No one can hear you. It's only me and you.
Live, but I can stop my camera.
Yeah, you can stop your camera, so even I can't see you.
Whatever. Okay.
Yep, but there's that privacy security kind of filter where no one else can see you no matter what, or you can turn off your camera. And if you miss a class live, if you sign up for it, don't go to it live, want to do it later, I will automatically I will send you a recording right to your inbox. No problem. You can have it and watch it at your leisure. So that's what's great too about signing up, is that just sign up, use $25 for free. Don't have to put in a credit card. You don't have hassle. There's nothing, no problem. Why not try it?
And what days of the week do you offer it? And if you're in France, then would that be nighttime for me when you're actually waking up and all that?
No, I'm teaching all the classes in the morning time. I teach between 6 and 7 a.m. in Florida time, all the way to 11 a.m. Or maybe even there might be something around noon, but I teach in the morning time and for Eastern and Central and Pacific. Pacific is the hardest time difference at 9 hours. So I think the latest I teach on Pacific time zone is 8 a.m. So
that would be 11 for Florida time.
Yeah,
I might be able to do that. I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. I don't exist at that time.
You do not have to. No, I love teaching the 10 a.m.s, the 11 a.m.s, and that's in the evening my time. So it works out well. But I know that if I wanted to teach like a 6 p.m. for you, it would be 3 a.m. for me or something. So I can't teach in the evenings.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We have to wrap up now. Lily Allen-Duenas, thank you so much. I encourage you guys to look it up on Wild Yoga Tribe. And hope you learned something from this today. I definitely did. And thank you for being here. We're on every Thursday and Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for the promotional code too, Lily. That's very generous. And we'll see you tomorrow, 12 to 1, every Thursday and Friday. And please be kind to yourself and to a stranger. You never know what they're going through. And we just hit our 7-year, 602 episodes, and very happy. So everyone, thanks for all your help and everything. And Ed, just please kindly unmute if you want, and we can wrap up the show. See you all tomorrow. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, friends. Thanks, listeners. Please hit like after the show. And I will be so grateful. Everyone have a wonderful day.
See you tomorrow. Moments of clarity. Now I get it. Moments of clarity. To yourself, be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself, be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity.